Oh, well, hey there, everybody. Welcome. This has been an extraordinary Mind Explorer so far.
I feel lucky enough to know that I live in a place where I can explore these amazing places.
Who want to come out here and enjoy the history.
Wow, it's truly amazing to be able to see this kind of stuff. Where do I plan on going with this and what do I want to do? Well, I want to help in any way possible. I want to be able to protect these places so future generations can do it. I do it for a reasoning. I do it to document, map, and try to help preserve the history of these places before they're lost for time and generations won't be able to enjoy them like we can. There is a world beneath our feet that so few get to see. Come with me as I explore the unknown. I've gone pretty far underground. I have seen some extraordinary things, stuff that haven't seen the light of day in decades. By gliding down a rope, into a shaft to wading through deep water, regardless of the adventure, my story is just getting started. This is Nick with Colorado Underground, exploring history one mind at a time. So I have done it. I have done what I never thought I'd be able to do. I have hit 1,000 mine explorers. A couple weeks ago we explored my 1,000 mine. Yes, I have explored 1,000 mines. Now I'm going to explain my story, my history, and where I plan on going from here. So 2 weeks ago, me and a guy, John, we explored an incline shaft about 450 feet down until we hit low oxygen. It was pretty exciting. Didn't really need rope. Made it all the way down as far as we could before our monitors started going off. And then we had to retreat back up. We saw an old ore cart just sunk in the mud on the third level, and then across the way was a bucket that I believe that they used for the incline shaft, and that it was tilted on its side and it was in excellent shape. As far we explored the first level, which was pretty extensive, and the second level didn't really go very far. It was a very exciting time, and then after that we explored multiple other mines, so it ended up exploring 4 different mines, one big one, and then 2 other decent sized ones, and then 1 baby mine. It was exciting time and I enjoyed it. But my journey is not over yet. So I'm going to go in a little detail about why I became a mine explorer. When I was a kid in the early 90s, I used to go 4-wheeling with my dad. We'd go up places like Black Hawk, Central City, before they were like gambling communities. And they were like ghost towns, basically. I remember we used to cruise down these trails and you'd just see mines everywhere. You'd see holes going into the side of the mountain, holes going straight down. I mean, old structures. I was fascinated about it. My dad wouldn't let me go inside and check them out. Like, shine a flashlight and you'd see one that just go way back. And once they started doing something with the towns, they sealed off everything pretty much. I mean, there's still stuff out there. So, skip into the future. I never really thought I'd ever become a mine explorer. Honestly, I always loved the outdoors. I love camping. That was a big thing in my life. I grew up going camping a lot. Always spending time in the mountains. And then about 19, I started doing some research. I spent a big majority of time researching about what it would take to explore mines safely. And when I started this in 2010, uh, I didn't know anything. I didn't have any great equipment. My flashlight sucked. My camera sucked. I didn't shoot any video for the first 2 years that I started exploring mines. I took some pictures, but they always turned out crappy. And my cameras didn't do so well in the dark. I was also scared about going inside mines by myself. I didn't have anybody. And there really wasn't a community back then. There wasn't like all these YouTube videos you see today. It's definitely accelerated over the years. There was exploring abandoned mines, not Canadian Frank, but other Frank, that before he changed his channel name, he was one that I watched a lot. And there really wasn't, like, there were some out there, but there really wasn't like the best of quality, and his was. So it's basically was like a teaching for me. I watched tons of his videos, and I stayed up with him for years, and it made me start feeling better. And I am up here in one of the first big areas that I started really taking off. There are so many open mines around here, and I am actually at one that I haven't visited in a really long time. So fast forward, I finally started shooting videos. My videos didn't start turning out all that great. I picked and choose which ones I decided to upload and which I did not. And then software started updating, and the cameras that I had my mining video on were no longer accepted, so it was basically lost footage. And I've seen a lot of stuff underground. I've been so far, but I didn't realize where I would take it, so I ended up meeting up with a old friend of mine, an ex-friend now, but we formed the Colorado Underground Explorers Unit, which now is Colorado Underground. He drew up my logo. We came up with the name. In 2016, we formed the team. We had other people who would come out with us, but it was me and him, and we just exploded, and we started exploring tons of mines. And we explored, like, I don't know, a few hundred together. And then I would also go out by myself, do scouting missions, explore more. And we started finding bigger ones. We started finding ones that would just go very far back. And then I really just took off. I love the history. I love the mining history. I love what these old timers did back then. These people worked hard to get to where they are. A lot of these mines were dug by hand, and no modern equipment. They blasted the rock, they shoveled it, they hit it with pickaxes. They did a lot of work to get this far, and the bigger the mine, the more work it took, and a lot of them took years. And it's just impressive what these guys went through just to find the gold or the silver or the ore that they were seeking. So I've just enjoyed this, and it became a part of me. I never thought I'd ever get this far, and to know that I've explored 1,000 mines. Now, if you're gonna ask, how did I figure out I explored 1,000 mines? I didn't keep track for years. I actually, 3 years ago, I went through all my data, everything I found, old pictures, videos, and I started trying to figure out exactly where. And I think once I did find an exact number. I think I was at like 863 or something. Pretty close to that. That's when I started keeping tabs. Every mine, every explore. And then after that, just started jolting them down and keeping tabs. And I'm finally here. Big milestone. So, where do I plan on going with this, and what do I want to do? Well, I want to help in any way possible. I want to be able to protect these places so future generations can do it. I do it for a reasoning. I do it to document, map, and try to help preserve the history of these places before they're lost for time and generations won't be able to enjoy them like we can. But I do the dirty work and the hard work so that way others don't have to. I'm willing to go underground for hours or for very far and to document and try to do as much work as I can before the reclamation decides to seal them off and say that we don't belong in these places. And I've gotten in touch with people spread all over and communities, so it's definitely been an exciting time. This year I haven't done too much exploring. I'm kind of taking my summer to focus and to figure out something else. I would like to do anything and everything to try to make sure that these places are protected. I have an idea, and I hope one day that I can finally turn this into a legitimate thing. I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable with my mining history and what I do, but there's still a lot of stuff that I don't know, and it's always great when people out there can help you. So it's been fun. I can't wait to keep going. Coming the fall time, I'm going full back into it, so stick around, subscribe, and see what awaits. As for now, I am Nick with Colorado Underground. I am here to explore, and I'm here to protect the history. And if you're interested in that, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, and see you soon.